Hello, my name is Tim with Professional Cleaning Supply. Just want to take a few minutes to talk to you about the recent events here in Oklahoma with the flooding and how it affects your home and your health, and some safety guidelines as well. We know many of you are working with restoration contractors to put your home back to pre-condition and get back into your homes as soon as you can. And then we know a lot of you out there don't have insurance, and you're trying to make the best of the situation you have, and you're trying to do the work yourself. So let's talk a little bit about some guidelines and some things you can do to help yourself. First off, the water that's come through your house is not just water. The IICRC actually classifies that as a Category 3 water damage, which means it's the same as sewage. Okay. And the reason that is as the water comes through your home, it's bringing more than just water. It's actually bringing sewage. It's bringing dead animal parts. It's bringing oils and pesticides, and there's a lot of stuff there that it just brings through your home and leaves for you to clean up. So be careful, dealing with that. So when you go back into your home, the floodwaters are down, you're surveying the damage, wear boots, okay? Be careful stepping because you might step on nails, wear gloves. And also, the water has actually driven out animals from their habitat, and they're looking for new homes. So like snakes and raccoons and different things, they may have taken up residency in your house, so beware of that. So when you walk into your house, you're going to notice it's not going to smell the best, right? And that's because of the bacteria that's forming inside your house. Our Decon 1 is going to be the first thing you want to use when you walk into your house. Spray that on everything that's affected, okay? It's going to start to work against the bad bacteria. This is actually a good bacteria. There's 500 billion spores in this jug that become active when you add water to it. So spray everything down, and then you got to start doing a assessment and removal of all the soft goods. And that means anything that can soak up the water, like your carpet, the carpet pad, the cloth furniture, the beds, clothing, anything like that that can soak up the water. You can't ever get that fully clean, and for your safety, the IICRC says you need to remove that, okay? After you get all that out, okay, then you need to look at the sheetrock. How far has the water risen? Now you're going to see a line where the water was, but that doesn't mean that's where the water is. You're going to need a moisture meter to tell you exactly how far up the water has soaked up the sheetrock. And this is going to be an important tool for you to use to say, hey, my house is dry or it's not dry. So you need to find that level, wherever that is, and you're going to cut the sheetrock out at that level. Behind that, there's going to be insulation. Insulation will soak up the water as well, so that's going to have to be removed. So now that you've got all the insulation out, the sheetrock out, all the soft goods out, you're ready to do the major cleaning now. At that point, I would go ahead and spray down another layer of Decon 1, okay, on all the studs, the sill plates, and all the concrete. This is going to start working and soaking into that wood so that it will start going after bad bacteria and soaking into that wood and the concrete as well. You're going to pressure wash all the affected area. You want to get as much of that contamination gone. So when I say pressure wash, that doesn't mean 4,000 psi, 5 gallon a minute water blasting everywhere. You're basically wanting to rinse that structure down and get it out of your house, okay? After you do that, I would say one more application of the Decon 1. Now this one you're going to leave on there, okay? It's going to sit there on basically the damp wood. You're going to put it on there, and it's going to continue to work. It's going to go underneath the sill plates and continue to soak in and go after that bad bacteria while it's drying. Now when it comes to drying, we have some options here. You have fans, and you have dehues, and these are going to come in all shapes and sizes. So you're going to have those set up, and we can go over that with you. We have these for sale, and we have them for rent as well. So you don't necessarily have to buy a bunch of equipment to do this. You can actually rent equipment as well. But we can help you with deciding what you need and how much you might need as well. So you got your structure. You got to figure out how dry it's getting or where it's wet still, and that's where this meter comes into play again. You're going to need to check that structure to make sure it's drying, okay? You may need to move some equipment around, but keep track of that, and we'll show you some numbers on that, how to figure that out. Now that your structure is dry, you say, okay, you've used your meter and it's dry, you need to put down a disinfectant, okay? This has gone after bacteria. This is going to protect you against other things like the viruses and bacteria and stuff like that are bad as well. This here has been on the list for killing HIV, tuberculosis, AIDS, staph, different things like that. There's a lot of different things that it's killed, and it's an EPA registered product as well. It's one of the safest alternatives that you can have to go back into your home. There's a lot of things out there. I think I hear bleach thrown around a lot. Bleach is not registered to be cleaning up your home. It's made for bleaching out clothes, okay? This is actually good for your house. If you're going to use bleach for some reason, we don't suggest it. None of this is going to work for you. It's going to actually kill the bacteria that's in this, and it's not going to be a waste of money for you, okay? So this is actually what professionals use to disinfect your house and prevent further growth. So the Benefect Disinfectant. Now you're going to have some areas maybe that you haven't got in there quick enough. You maybe see a little bit of mold growing. If it's over 10 square feet, we do recommend you have a qualified mold remediation technician come in and help you with that. But there are things you can do for yourself. One of them is the Decon 30. This is similar to the Benefect Disinfectant, and it uses thyme, but it's going to have some surfactants in it as well to help you clean up that mold. But like I said, if you don't feel confident in doing this, please get a restoration contractor to help you with that if you do have mold. And then make sure your house is clean and dry. If you have compromised immune systems, please don't attempt this by yourself. If you're elderly, please don't get some help. Reach out to some restoration contractors and get some help on it, because you really don't want to have your house not healthy to go back and live in. So keep that in mind. If you have any questions on what you've seen here today, please give us a call at 918-250-9000. We'll be happy to help you and walk you through some of the things that you can do for yourself if you cannot hire a restoration contractor. Again, my name is Tim. Give us a call. Thank you guys for watching very much.